Welcome to Versus. I'm JWMaher, and that's Will Cohen. Will, what's up this week?
Not much. Little peek behind the curtain. I was actually technically on vacation for the last few days, but I still managed to watch this movie. I wish a part of me kind of wishes I didn't, but I don't know. I didn't like. This is one of the films I didn't hate. It's not good, but I didn't hate.
It's not like there's nothing technically bad about it. It's definitely if you were to torture me, this is not one of the movies you'd put on. It's just this is just regular run of the mill bad. This is Brett Bentman. I guess quickly becoming a friend of the channel. Brett Bentman's The Veil. Here's an interesting fact. If you go on Letterboxd and you type in The Veil, I can't name any movies called The Veil. I never heard of a movie called The Veil before I watched this movie, The Veil. So I don't know if you know of any movies called The Veil either. Do you, Will? Okay.
No.
Despite neither of us ever having seen a movie called The Veil, this movie is the 12th most popular movie on Letterboxd with the title The Veil. Take that data what you will. Like that's how obscure this movie is.
So let me stop here just for a quick second. Bring that box art back up. Okay. This box art alone is worth talking about because it simultaneously does and does not have anything to do with this movie. First of all, this looks like a Black Veiled Bride's cover. Let's cover that right now. To the point that I swear to God, if Andy Biersack saw this, he would sue. But this is not the kid from the movie.
It isn't. And honestly, I think if we get into his theory, which is that we're going to say you're talking about this kid's theory about life.
You see, I wasn't even going to go into that quite yet. But it's like the only relevance is that it kind of looks like that he's like a young devil.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, but the title itself, The Veil, isn't even said in the movie, has nothing to do with the movie.
It actually is.
They say the masks. He talks about masks.
But he literally says the veil. I swear to God, he literally says the veil.
All right, fair enough. But
one time. He literally says it one time.
Okay. So what's this movie about? Everyone's wondering. Well, I'll tell you. Do you like Lifetime movies? Do you like them? If you like them, you might love this. I don't know. Do you long for the days of after school specials, but just wish they looked more modern? you might like The Veil. I don't know. That's what this is. We are at the. If you didn't know, Brett Bentman directed this movie. We're at the same fucking lake from Bull Shark. It's the same fucking lake. But now Kaylee Browning and her parents, Jim and Rebecca, live. Well, they have a cabin up at that lake, but seemingly when they're in town, they're also by the same lake. But I digress. And the parents, Jim and Becca, they're getting a divorce.
This is everything?
Everything. Except your father's inheritance.
We never know why. It's just one of these irreconcilable differences, divorces, I guess.
Whatever. Yeah, they make a huge, sweeping declaration. This is not because one of us fucked someone else.
Yeah, there's no infidelity. There's no financial strife. There's no.
There kind of is some financial strife
because of the divorce, though. It's because of the divorce. It's not because of they're not divorcing because of finances. They make that clear too, and they just are unhappy.
Why?
It's not what you think. It's no affair, nothing like that.
Kaylee. You think that makes this any easier?
They're unhappy. That's why they're getting divorced. Whatever, it happens. And in order to break the news to their daughter, who is I don't know what her deal is. She has a friend who's like clearly like a bad influence.
Her parents are so lame. I'm just saying, like, why do they care so much about a subject they are like literally never gonna use?
But that doesn't play into the movie. She's a regular girl. You couldn't find a more regular girl than Kaylee Browning. And in order to break the news to Kaylee, they take her to their so financial things can't be a problem because they own 2 houses. So they take her to their lake house to break the news to her on vacation that they're getting a divorce. Cool. But at the lake, she meets a new boy who lives by the lake named Noah.
Hey. Sorry. I didn't mean to startle you.
And things escalate moderately quickly.
Which this is where like the Lifetime original movie gag really takes off, because this is like it's like someone like typed in an AI generator like young Devon Sawa but fat, and this is the kid that popped out, and they 3D printed this motherfucker. Like, it's not the kid from the poster. Had the kid from the poster showed up and like tempted Kaylee, 100% would have bought it. This milquetoast like young Jerry O'Connell looking motherfucker, like kind of sort of like milquetoastly seducing Kaylee.
Meet me there tomorrow. 1 o'clock. Oh, and bring your bathing suit.
Bathing suit.
But he kind of it's so like it never commits to anything because he's not seducing her, because there's a part in the movie where she clearly tries to hold his hand and he pulls his hand away.
Sorry,
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make things weird.
We know why. We find out why later.
Yeah.
But instead of holding her hand, he just plants drugs on her so that she gets in trouble with her parents.
Which goes back to the whole like back to school special shit.
Yeah, this movie is like Fear with Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon, but just take away everything interesting and leave the fact that there's a boy and a girl. Like that, leave that. This movie's like funny. This movie's like Funny Games, but take all the stuff that makes Funny Games great out of Funny Games. It's all these movies.
You see, I'm glad that you brought up Fear, because this is like what I told you earlier is something I have to say on the episode. This is like Fear if you took away all of the subtlety, because like we know that Fear is supposed to be like the teeny bopper version of Cape Fear, but so like basically he's the theoretical devil. Here he's the little fucking devil, and that makes it even funnier.
Yeah, spoiler: Noah, he isn't the devil, but he's like a demon, I guess. He's like an agent of the devil.
Kind simply attempts to show you humans how to do evil.
And we find out, just like I guess just like the lore of Constantine, there's a battle for the souls of Earth, and the devil apparently sends demons to like manipulate the daughters of parents going through divorce.
Or like this is where the film like really fell apart for me, because the motivation didn't make a lot of sense, and like the whole like not being able to touch them, but it's like clearly he's able to touch the parents.
Well, no, when the dad touches him, it burns the dad.
What did you just say to me?
He's like a legit.
It burns the dad, but it's like something happened to that mom.
He like whispers in her ear. We never find out what he said. But like, yeah, and then like, okay, so then he goes on this long fucking speech, like basically like, yeah, I'm the demon, and I'm gonna make sure your parents get divorced, and then you're gonna make a bunch of bad decisions, and your life's gonna be shit, and you're gonna go to hell. And it's like, if that was your plan, you were doing a great job manipulating everything subtly. It was gonna go that way. Then you open your fucking mouth and give like a 5-minute speech, and then all of a sudden Kaylee gets the balls like, you know what? I'm gonna go to church and here's my Bible. And then Noah fucking melts. It's like, dude, you fucked yourself. I hope the other demons go to all the other divorced people's houses do better than you did.
Well, you see, here's like again, this is like where like once this film starts falling apart, it starts like
It falls apart.
It like it's not even subtle about it. It like the bottom just completely like demolishes out. Like, do you remember that scene from fucking Charade where Walter Matthau like falls down the trap and like down like 6, like down like
he falls 5.5 feet and dies. Like you literally see his knees buckle. It's like, oh, I hate that shit. Now you've upset me bringing up Charade. How dare you?
But this is how comically it falls apart.
Yeah, and because not to mention like the divorce paper signing, the parents just like, it's like,
just don't do it.
It's like, oh, we need to make an addendum to the divorce papers because we're going to sell the lake house. And then the dad just reaches out and grabs the mom's hand, and now they're not getting divorced anymore. Aw, yay, Lifetime movie. Hooray.
Yeah. It's so painful, but it's almost painful in a funny way. And again, if this film would have like executed like 3 or 4 things really well.
Yeah, if the kid had Elizabeth Hurley's energy from Bedeviled, or whatever the fuck that movie is, like, or Bedazzled.
Bedazzled.
If he had Elizabeth Hurley energy, this would have been a great movie.
Like, even if he would have had Mark Wahlberg from Fear energy, hell, I would have even taken like Mark Wahlberg from The Truth About Charlie energy. That, like, at least I would have carried the film enough to make, like, had he been like slightly more charismatic. If he's gonna be the son of the devil, he needs to be charismatic.
Yeah,
like, dude, where's the dude from Dinosaur Hotel 3 giving acting lessons? Like, had he done that energy, this film would have been 3.5 stars.
I think he thought he was giving that energy, because when he's like going back and forth with the dad all the time, it's like, oh, look at this little scamp.
Now, to be fair, like there are I think there's some accidental zingers in there.
Yeah.
There's like 1 or 2 like accidental zingers, because I remember like I was like watching this on a treadmill and I remember going, God damn. But that, and then he loses the energy after that. It's like, oh, no, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm going to give my performance like I'm tired. The
good thing is, Kaylee has the Bible, and the parents don't get divorced, and everything works out great. I'll say one thing about Brett Bettman that we don't see from other directors in ITN. At least he likes happy endings. Sure, sometimes he'll have like zingers at the end of the movie, but at least the protagonists think they've won 10 times out of 10.
But the thing is, like, this one does kind of have a stinger at the end. It's a very weird one, because it turns out Noah's not dead.
It goes back to the first scene from the movie. He's just standing at the lake again. Okay, well, guess what? You go somewhere else, dude.
Yeah, because we don't know if that like scene at the beginning is actually the end, like via Memento, or if this is like the film starting over again.
And here's another great point. Who cares? That being said, I'll go first. This movie does fall apart. To the point that like it logically doesn't make any sense. Like, I would like to think an agent of the devil would be like clever, and he's not. So 1.5 for me. Well,
yeah. I gave this 2.5. I couldn't get myself to hate this movie. And again, like it has the bones of a good film. Like it literally has all of the structure it needed to be a good movie. It just does painfully little to show that that effort was made, that logic was tended to, and that at the end of the day that why, like, that they're going to show you why you should possibly care.
Yeah, just be good to each other, people.
Be good
Now,
to, but
yeah.
it feels like they were going for like the back to school special or Lifetime original movie. And if you would have told me that was the intention, is to make fun of those films, I would have believed you.
Oh, if they went if they went all in on the comedy, and this was like a parody of a Lifetime movie, like there was something there, but they did not do that. They played it totally straight. But you said you didn't hate this movie. Well, I got news for you, Will. I think you might hate next week's movie because
Oh God,
friend of the channel, my Facebook friend Louisa Warren, put out another movie. I can only imagine what it's about, but it is taking a property that is beloved and fucking with it, because this is Wizard of Oz. Dead Walk next week. We'll be talking about that on Tubi if you want to get a jump on it.
Hey, Coho, have some balls and add this to Brawl, bitch.
This should be in Brawl. This should be in Brawl. Actually, no. You know what? There is that other movie. This movie did not have a theatrical release, but the other Wizard of Oz movie, that Gale whatever, did have a theatrical release. So I will be talking to Caleb Coho about that. All right. But until next time, if you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Go to the Facebook group at Why We Love Horror. Check out the Letterboxd challenge right there. And hey, watch some bad movies list. I'm telling you, Tubi. You'll find that you could do your homework. Go to Tubi. Watch it before we watch it.
Mafia NATO, baby. Mafia NATO.
I don't know if we're going to watch that, but
fuck.
Regardless, maybe a Versus special. I'm JWMaher. That's what we'll call it. This has been Versus. We'll see you next week. Same time.